Oh no, where am I? There I am. What's up, creepers? And Kickers Chris, the Retro Creep. How is everyone doing today? Let me just check a few things here to make sure the stuff is happening. Wow! I can't believe I fucked that up as bad as I did. Oh well, I guess we're not going to be playing Seasons in the Abyss. What is going on? It's been a little while. I don't think I've had any videos made. Actually, I'm preparing to make a quick little video. It's going to be more like a time-lapse thing, or I don't know if I would call it time-lapse, but I'm going to do something. I'm just going to film it. No sound. There'll just be music in the background. I'll speed it up so you don't sit there and watch it for however long it takes me to put the damn thing together. And it's going to be just like a really nice thing for you guys to watch. And it's going to be fun. And before we get started, we have to... Oh my God! Holy shit, what's going on here? Violation in with the 10 gift memberships? It's funny that you did that. First of all, thank you, dude. Thank you, my man. Oh, some really rad people got them. The Atari Network. Pierre. Oh my God, that's pretty cool. Cheesehead. I don't know who Cheesehead is, but that's fucking rad. Thank you, Violation. I really appreciate that. And you want to hear the irony of that is? I was just about to shout out my members. So I suppose we could start with them, but no, we'll just go with the list I already have. Because I think it's important. I haven't really given anybody recognition for, putting forth the effort. Oh, excuse me. In some cases, the financial means to support what I do here, mostly what I don't do here. So let me start by just reading off some names here. We got Loosely Collected, member of the Creep Collective, Troy Peterson, also known as T-Roy, TV's Hasselhoff, RC from the NYC, Alex Valentine, really good friend of the show, Mr. Shaw, Stacy Kramer, who is also, by the way, my only Patreon supporter right now. Thank you so much, dude. Between all that, his family has supported my art over the years, purchased a few of my pieces. He has sent a few gifts. Stacy's a really nice guy. Thank you, Stacy. I really appreciate it. Bacon Ice Cream Productions, also a sponsor of the 2026 Walk to End Alzheimer's. We got Billy O, who I haven't seen around for a little while. I don't think so. We got Casey, the Intellivision Gamer, Mr. Toon, Phantom Fiction, which is one of my favorite names on here. PJ Smith. We got Mark Maleko Schultz, I believe is how you pronounce all that. If I pronounce anything wrong, get over it. You know who you are. Victor Carrera, a good friend of mine on Facebook as well. Potion Sword Run, also a sponsor of the 2026 Walk to End Alzheimer's. Holy fuck. Ironic, isn't it? Wouldn't you think? Violation Entertainment, who literally just started the show with 10 gifted memberships. Dude, thank you, man. I genuinely do appreciate that. Howard Allen, the man with the fucking Ibanez destroyer that I want to destroy from his possession. I'm going to get my mitts on it. You got the Intellivision Mantis, which I haven't really been keeping up on lately. Actually, I do have a slight bit of a confession. I'll probably cut this out and make its own video coming up here pretty soon. Not a confession, but more of a, I apologize. I just haven't really been doing well upstairs lately, so I haven't been online too much, just enough to cause a little bit of trouble. I've watched a couple streams in the background without interacting because I just haven't been in the mood to interact. I've been kind of on a downslope of my mental health, so that's why my activity has fucking gone to the shits. But we'll get to that stuff later. Bass Fan Goomba, not only a rad motherfucker, but a sponsor, and he just recently sent out the most recent Walk to End Alzheimer's prize, a copy of each one of his books in hardcover form, plus a brand new unused Google Mini Home To our winner, Brian F. Thank you to both of you, by the way. One for your generous donation, Brian, to the Alzheimer's Association, as well as 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 well as Bears fan Goomba. I was trying to be dramatic there for his generous gifts. And the fact that he's been throwing that book out to a lot of people to get the word out there, and I can't get the word out enough. Really good stuff. I don't think I have them here. I think the kids took them away from me. Yeah, they were here the other day. Now they're gone. But moving on. We got Jagged Monk, a member of the Creep Collective. Thank you. We have famous crispy old games. I fucking love that name. There's just something about the word crispy that just it's fun to say. I don't know why. Call me fucking weird. Call me whatever. I don't give a shit. Joseph Turchek, thank you for being a member. Canadian Zangief, an old friend of mine. I believe he was a gifted one. Really good dude. I miss him. I miss him both on Facebook and on here. So if you ever pop in and you hear this shit, dude, thank you. Black Cat Pie. We got Andy. We got, let's see, what's this guy? Matty Rogers. Thank you for also being a member of the Creep Collective. Joe Spangler. That last name, Spangler. I knew a Spangler. That's also a fun word to say because it sounds pseudo-dirty, doesn't it? There's something about it. It's like, dude, I went out with this chick last night and she gave me a mad Spangler. Oh my God, I couldn't stop. But either way, we have Javiatar, Javatar, Javater. I don't know if that's supposed to be an H or a J sound because I'm a dumb Irish kid from the Boston area. So what the fuck do I know? Oh, what the fuck is this? We have Quave. I'm going to say it's that. Quave. Quave Hip Hop. We got Matthew Payne. And the last one is, I'm just going to say Annie. It's spelled ANNIEREDDJ space capital O. I'm not even gonna bother. Thank you to each and every one of you for being members of the Creep Collective, and on top of that, Stacy Kramer being my only Patreon supporter right now, which I have a video coming up for that. Just a little short, little snippet that I think you guys would enjoy. Excuse me, my nose is crazy itchy. You know why my nose is itchy? Okay, it's not really because of that. But if you guys have been following, you know I got a ball python. He's actually out and about looking for food. I got to feed him later on. But we also adopted a corn snake, and he's about a year old. And here's the problem with the corn snake. And I wouldn't call it a problem, but he'd been stuck in that little cube that PetSmart keeps him in for a year, and then they adopted him out for free because he's over a year old. He's getting a little too big for the enclosure, and they don't really have any kind of contingency as to what to do after, that comes to fruition. So I talked it over with the family, and we adopted him. And he didn't get handled a lot. In fact, at all throughout the year. That he was in PetSmart's possession. So what I try to do is at least once a week handle him for like 15 minutes. Give him a little bit of time to know that being held is safe, but not to stress him out. Well, the other night, I held him for like a half hour, almost 45 minutes. But not only did I hold him, but my daughters both held him. And I'm all walking around with them. I'm going from a hot room to where the air conditioner is. And I should have fucking known better. I should have watched his body language. So I'm like, you know what? I never really take video of this guy. So I'm going to take a quick video of this guy. And I'm not paying attention to his body language. Motherfucker tagged me right here in the nose. He was just like, pow! Right in my face hole. Didn't hurt. It shocked me, if anything, because I wasn't expecting it. If I was watching his body language, I would have been able to, and I would have probably... But I had a phone in one hand, and I'm all like, hey, look at this guy. After he'd been out for like 45 minutes, getting pissed off. And he finally let me know enough is enough. I wish I had that video on here. I'd play it for you guys. But if you're on Facebook, I have it up there. Oh, excuse me. I also have it on my TikTok, Million Macabre Art. I think it's Million Macabre Art, all underscores in between. But regardless, let's see what's going on in television gaming. Hello, Creeper in chat. I'm working and lurking. I'm lurking and jerking, man. I'm lurking and jerking. That's usually what I'm doing. Off Grid says, hello. What's going on, buddy? What's going on? Everyone's fucking working today. Look at me. I'm a bum. I'm a bum. I ain't making them ducats. I'm just hanging out at home. But yeah, honestly, guys, thank you if you're a member. Thank you if you support my Patreon, Stacy. And of course, we can't forget the sponsors to this year's Walk to End Alzheimer's. We have Smash JT, Potion Sword Productions, Potion Sword Run. I should say the whole name. The Thinksmith. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The Factsmith. The Factsmith, who just gave away a couple prizes this week to Brian F. Video Game Dust Sleeves. And, of course, my good friend Rich of Bacon Ice Cream Productions, whom I haven't heard from in quite a bit. I might reach out to him. He's a good dude. And it's weird not hearing from him. Although I haven't been very vocal either lately. But yeah, like I was saying in the beginning, guys, if you haven't really seen me around much in the past week or so, I've been kind of on the low side of the whole mental health spectrum. So I've been kind of just staying back. I have listened to a few streams, like Megatron had one. It was either yesterday or the day before. I had playing while doing dishes. Casey, your most recent one was playing while I was making supper. I just haven't been in the fucking mood to interact with people. That's just part of the fucking sickness, I guess. I don't know. So I try to, as the song says, I stay away. Do do do. That's a band I didn't give much chance to in high school. And as I grew older, I realized how wonderful they were as musicians, especially Lance's voice. Oh my God. But because of that, I haven't been sleeping well either, so I'm fucking very yawny. And the ladies went to my fiance's brother's place up in Reading or North Reading. I don't know where the fuck he is, but him and I don't get along, so I didn't go. I don't go. Fuck him. He's kind of a prick. He's kind of a prick. I don't like how he talks to the girls either. He's one of those guys that made a lot of money, and he's got money, and he actually handles his mom's finances and handles Cheryl's too. They have a bunch of inheritances from their father. They have money stuck, trickled away somewhere for future things. But the girls have college now, and because they chose a direction that he wasn't pleased with, sometimes gets a little mouthy about it, and I can't handle that. Those girls are my life. And I would have no problem fucking taking a baseball bat to the side of his bobblehead. So I choose not to go over there because I you know what? One of two things. One, because I know I won't keep my mouth shut. I know I'll ruin it for everybody. And two, I won't sit there and eat with somebody I can't respect. If I know there are loose tongues going on behind my back, I won't sit at a table with that kind of a person. So I won't accept food. Because think about it. Eating, most of the world's biggest decisions are made at the dinner table, whether it be leadership or families or, whatever. And it's not a covenant to take lightly. At least how I grew up anyway, right? You would think my family was Italian. But I've just learned not to sit and accept food from people that have no respect for you or you have no respect for. Maybe they're evildoers. Maybe they just talk shit behind your back. Regardless of what it is, I choose not. And I guess the girls are... He wasn't able to come to the graduation party for the girls because his daughter's in college and they had to go down there and take care of a few things before the summer started. Or maybe he went down there to pick her up. I can't remember what it was. But when we found out he wasn't going to be there, the girls were like both relieved and kind of sad because they love their uncle and they should. Because lately he's been getting on one of their cases about the school that they chose and wanting to learn how to transfer over to the one that he wants them to choose. And I would have no problem pulling him a fucking side and leaving him in the bush. So It is what it is. It is what it is. So I figured I'd come on here since I'm in a better mood. Went for a really nice long walk yesterday. For Father's Day, one of the girls got me a pair of wireless headphones. They're not expensive. They're not expensive, but oh! I'm just kidding. My house is on the route to a hospital. On top of that, we have the airport route. We got planes over my head all the time. The ones I use with the computer or plug in, I don't know why I'm so archaic. But, I do remember because I was having trouble with the Bluetooth connecting to controllers on here. So I kind of figured the same with headphones. But I want to go for more walks and stuff. And I have the earbuds, but they suck. They're garbage because they were made by Apple. And so she got me a pair of wireless. So I went for a nice long walk yesterday and cleared a few things up. I'll give you guys a little bit of a secret, a little hint. If you're feeling down in the dumps and everything, and I suppose this only works if you have water near you, but our brains are still programmed in this little primordial section from when we were cave dwellers and shit. Whenever people would travel, one of the first things they would find when they want to settle is a body of water. Because if you don't have water, you're not growing anything. You can't clean, obviously, and you need water to sustain life, whether it be yours or food or your livestock. So what ends up happening is if you seek a body of water and then you find one, whether it be a pond, whether it be a lake, the ocean, you go to the fucking beach, and you just sit there and just listen to the water for a little bit, it wakes up that relaxed part of the brain. The idea is, you just traveled through the wilderness, and that wasn't easy back in the day. Even during like the Wild West days, the covered wagon and bringing a couple of cows behind you or sheep or whatever it is that you were gonna, homestead with. And as soon as you found a body of water, there's a great sense of relief that comes over you. Our brains still have that in there somewhere. So if you're feeling fucking anxious or you're feeling down, go for a walk. Go find a body of water just to sit in front of. And your brain will kind of do the rest. I'm not saying it's going to take away all of your fucking sadness or anxiety, but it's definitely going to calm you down. The ocean especially can speak to you subconsciously. Now, I'm a man of Christ, so I'm not sitting there trying to give you some new wave bullshit. But science is still science. And who made the science? My boy up there, okay? And it works for me every time. So that's what I did. I went for a walk, found a small body of water called Swain's Pond, and just sat there. And then reminisced about a time me and my friend found a stolen car in there. And then when they were dragging that one out, they found another one from the 70s. We're all like, ooh, is there going to be a body in there? No, what's going on over here? What's up, Howard? We were just talking about you when I was reading off the list of supporters of the Creep Collective. I was talking about your sexy Ibanez and how much I would like to get my hands on that someday. But you enjoy it. I'll scheme my way into it. No, I just need to find myself one. There's a couple of different ones. I want a set neck one. I don't know why. But I actually have a set of pickups that would have been in one of those before they switched over to the rail. Ibanez used these really rad, thick rail pickups for a little while. But earlier than that, they were double cream. They would put them in their Les Paul copies before the lawsuit era the lawsuits came in during the lawsuit era. I have a set of those right over here that I've been looking for the right guitar to put in. But, be like water, my friends. Yeah, well, I mean, you don't have to be like the water, but we're not going down Bruce Lee's fucking avenue. He can have his be the water. I'm going to tell you to go find the water. And then what you do with the water is up to you. Whether you want to, I don't know, swim in it, drink it, poop in it, give it the finger, spit in it, go inside the deep end and rub one out, hoping a fish comes by and... It's funny. We went to a golf course up in Danvers, Mass, on Father's Day. And a really big thunderstorm kicked in too. Everyone left, and we were just like, "Fuck this, we're going. We're gonna keep going." And they have a koi pond, and their fucking koi fishes are like 2 feet long. They're huge, but you can buy for like 50 cents this bucket of thing to feed them with, this little cup. And they do. Hey, they have the mouths like the blow up dolls. And of course, every time they would do that, I'd look over at my lady, and she'd be like, "Stop it, you fucking pervert." And the girls are 18 now, so they're like, "Dad, come on. That's disgusting." I'm like, "I want to walk around with a little fish stuck to me." Slapping people in the ass with my dick fish. My fish stick. Not fish stick. Dick. I don't have front teeth, so. Let's see. Still working on that bastard. Nice. I need to rewire it. Yeah. I got a few things I need to rewire. Me, in particular. That's cool, man. That's cool. Send me updates. I'm in love with that guitar. And not just yours. I just love that guitar. Ibanez also put out a V. And it has the neck with the RG headstock. I don't know if it's a Wizard 2 or a 3. But I really want one of those. Oh my God. It's just classic, probably 80s style V. Not pointy. Oh, they do have a couple pointy ones. But it had the classic, what we now look at as the standard Ibanez headstock. I call it the RG headstock because I think that's when it was initially. No, I think they started with the Roadster series. Either way, it has that headstock. Ooh, it just flows, dude. It fucking flows. Maybe I'll wire it for the neck pickup. Maybe just wire it for the neck pickup. There you go, man. There you go. And then just deck your fucking tone all the way and get that woman sound. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So what is everyone up to this weekend? How's everyone's weekend been going? What are you getting ready for this coming week? I'll tell you guys a fun story. There we go. I've spoken about my landlord a great number of times. An amazing, amazing dude. I mean, he's a thick-headed boomer, and I hate to say it that way, but that's his generation. And really nice guy. He's taking care of us. I can't tell you in so many ways. He's one of those guys. He'll buy a new thing, and it's free to use for everybody. As soon as he got a smoker, he was like, "Dude, just get yourself some fucking brisket and use it whenever. I don't care whether I'm here or not." His grill. He's always telling me, "Why don't you ever use the grill?" His snow blower, everything. Really nice guy. Anytime we need something, he's all over it like flies to a pile of shit. I mean, he's on it. And there are times he's like said, "You know what? I think this would be easier for you and the girls. So let me know what you think. Do you think we should, like something stupid like downstairs the porch, the main door that we use in and out? The screen used to open up one way, and it just seemed inconvenient for some reason to go towards my driveway. So picture the house like this. Our driveway's here, and his is here, kind of behind it so when we go out the door, he would have to go around the porch to get to his, and I would get off the porch and go to mine. And he's like, "I think it would be easier for you guys if the door opened the other way." And I was like, "Okay." And he just fucking did it, you know? Really, 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 really nice guy. When the girls were little, even before I moved in, you know, he knew the girls a few years before me moving in. He's just really good to them. Really, really good to them. But the fact is that he's old now. He's up there, and he's not the healthiest guy. He likes to eat out a lot, you know. He likes to cook, and he doesn't really take care of himself. He's had a couple strokes over the past year timeline or so. And I don't think he's going to be around for much longer. I really don't. It scares me because he's a nice guy. But him and his girl go out all the time, and they're watching them drive out of here. And it's just, they shouldn't be behind the wheel of a car. But somebody in the Facebook Market, one of the local groups, local gossip groups, posted a picture of this fucking pocket job. The stripes next to what do you call it, the handicap spot? Well, they're kind of parked in there like at an angle. And they're, of course, oh, fucking people, I can't stand people. And I recognize the truck right away. And I'm just like, I wanted to so badly get on there and be like, guys, I know who that is. He does have a handicap placard, so just cut him a little slack. They shouldn't be on the road, but I just let everyone just gossip and everything. And I don't know whether or not I want to send them the picture. I took a screenshot of the actual post. And it's just a picture of the truck. And it says, nice parking job, bud, or something stupid like that. But I don't know. Okay, what's going on? Working again today, but I got next week off. Nice, dude. Nice. Bridge pickup, I mean. I don't know why I said neck pickup. Well, you had a 50-50 shot on getting it right. Dude, if you're going to do that, don't even wire it to the fucking volume knob. Just go straight to the jack. Don't be a pussy. Just go straight from the fucking wires of the pickup right to the jack. Don't fuck around. I want that thing to sound like a fucking monster. That's what I would do if I was only gonna do the bridge pickup. Let's see. Next weekend is a lot of fun stuff. So making money this week. Nice, dude. Nice. Hopefully it's got something to do with cocaine and hookers. I found a solution for your paddle game. Control plus G to grab the mouse so you can deal with OBS, and Control G again to play. Oh, at first I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? But whenever there's a game that has a paddle, it locks up on my screen. We're not testing that today, but I will absolutely test that here in the future. I don't even know if I'm in the mood to play. I do have the controller. Hey, Casey, did you get your controllers yet? I mean, like I said, they're definitely what you pay for, right? But they're a little bit more solid than what I'm used to with budget controllers, and I've had zero issue with mine. So I'm curious if you got yours and if you've tried them yet, and what you think. Now, mind you, I did that video because they sent them to me for free. I don't get any kind of kickback or any affiliation link money or fuck. I mean, that was as far as it went. They were just like, we're just sending these out to people. Would you like a sample? I said, yeah, absolutely. Let me get the one for the Switch. And they sent it to me. And that was there. Yeah, each kid has one in their room. Right on, dude. Right on. Yeah, they're not bad. Right? They get the job done. The D-pad leaves a little something to be desired. I can't tell you how the thumbsticks are because I didn't really use them that much. The girls did, but they said it was fine. I don't know. Oh my god. But yeah. I saw something about the RoboCop game. Hold on. Let me go back. Because I thought about trying another one of those. Where was that comment? Hope you're doing good, Creep. Hey, Creep, the ice destroyed body. Okay. There's a dude online who sells the bodies. Those are rad. Oh, I got something I want to talk to you about, Howard, that you might be interested in. Not meaning like I'm going to sell you something or anything. But I might be doing a trade here next week. Chris Warren, I saw somebody say something about the RoboCop hack we played. Hope you're doing good. Hold on. Where'd it go? For your beat'ems and eat'ems. Beat'ems and eat'ems. Absolutely. Working today. Pick up. Rad. I'm going to be looking for a Charvel or a Jackson style body. Hopefully soon. If this trade I'm planning works out. I could have sworn there was a RoboCop comment on here. Maybe I'm just dreaming. But, okay, so what I thought the comment was is somebody had mentioned in one of my more recent streams, we played a Streets of Rage 2 hack that instead of playing as one of the normal guys, you could play as RoboCop or Ed 209. And we played as RoboCop and then played through the game. But that was just one game in a whole file. In fact, let me open up the file here and I can... And the reason I'm saying it's fun that they mentioned it is because I was actually thinking about maybe playing one today. We have one that's called Cosmic Mix. I don't know what the fuck that is. We got one that has Earthworm Jim, Garfield, Hulk Hogan, Kathy's Quest, whatever. I know what that is. Looney Tunes, Mortal Kombat, Ninja Baseball, Streets of Rage 2, Ren and Stimpy, RoboCop, Sailor Moon, Street Fighter, The Simpsons, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Rage of something or other. It won't show me the whole name. But yeah, no, we were playing that. I was debating on whether or not to pull one of those fuckers up. Maybe we will. I just want to have this in my hand. This is the Acolyte guitar. You know what? The more I get to play this guitar, aside from the real small neck profile, which is very like 60s SG, that real narrow, cramped, I love this guitar. It feels great. It fucking resonates perfectly. I paid $130 for this guitar kit. And just by luck, I got it to look good. And now it sounds good and it plays amazing. I can't imagine anything. You see all these kit guitars and you're like, okay, they come on, they build them. Maybe they're sponsored, maybe they're not. And they talk about how good they can be. And I can only imagine, the level of curve they're giving it. And I picked this one because the bones looked great. And I was 100% right. But there's a certain feel that I've been wanting for a long time from a guitar. There's a brand of guitar that has... I don't even know what the brand is called anymore. But I think their model is called Little Sister. Let me look it up. Yeah, B&G or something like that. They sell for big bucks. But they have a vibe I call woodsy, Kind of reminds me of something that should be in a log cabin. It has a real woody feel. And I can only imagine it feels that way when you're playing it. You can feel the wood. You can feel the life in it and the vibration of... Because wood is... It's a living thing, I know it stops living when you cut it. But it's still... It's there's something to it. This has that feel that I get when I see that guitar. And it's kind of basically the same idea. It's just a slab body. Theirs is a little more stretched out, more like if you're a fan of Gibson, they put out these things called like the Nighthawk and the Blues Hawk and stuff like that. It's kind of a single cutaway Les Paul shape, but like stretched and distorted a little bit. It's kind of bastardized, if you will. But they build a couple of guitars like that, and that's what this feels like. And it's really growing on me. I had a lot of issues with it at first. Nothing crazy as far as like quality of construction. The pickups were just garbage. The wiring. They have these quick connect systems that weren't it wasn't intuitive for somebody who didn't know how to wire a guitar. For some reason, the electronics it came with omit a lot of noise. Or I shouldn't say omit. They introduce a lot of noise. So I'm going to be redoing the electronics on this. A couple pots and a three-way switch, nothing crazy. I already have a brand new jack on it because that was one of the first things that needed to be repaired. But the body is called Jatoba. It's a species of mahogany. Really beautiful. More readily available than actual mahogany. It's one of what I call the weed woods, that you can chop them down all day long, but they just keep coming back, They don't take much to dry out. In fact, this neck is roasted, supposedly. But instead of like a manufactured wood, which is what a lot of these companies do, it almost looks like a cross between ebony and rosewood, but it's either ebonol or it's just this manufactured wood that they call rosewood. It's trash. They chose Purple Heart. It's a dark purple heart, but you can definitely tell it's a Purple Heart neck or fretboard. Wonderful. And I absolutely love it. It didn't take much to get it set up. Didn't take much to intonate it. Oh my God, this guitar is wonderful. But reason is because, again, I was saying earlier, my mental health dipped a little bit, and that's why I haven't been around much. I had a rough week. I had a real rough week, but we're back on track. I didn't let it beat me. I used my prayer. I used my coping skills. I used my walks. And I haven't done anything creative this week, oddly enough. But I did. I did get a plastic puppet theater. We'll get to that here in a minute. But yeah, I would rather just have this in my hand than. Maybe we'll play a game. We'll be on for a little while. But nice guitar, dude. I like the military paint job, Jungle Warfare. Huh. For you, beat 'em and eat 'em. Okay, military. Interesting that's how you described it. Let me unplug this real quick and put it here. And I know my laptop camera's not going to show it to you in the best light, but I didn't even think of it military. I just did a burst. So how I made this is I painted the whole thing orange, right? And I had this stuff called Magic Black, which is a transparent black that you're able to kind of just sneak up with from Montana. And I thought I had more than I did. And it turned out I didn't. But what ended up happening was it spattered all over here. And I'm like, fuck. I did heat the can up, but I think the cap just wasn't cleaned out enough. So when I ran out of that, I just came back down here and I got a flat black and did the same thing. I just hit it with the burst. And that spattered too. And I'm like, motherfucker. So I got all kinds of fucking nervous. So I said, you know what? We're going to try something. Came back down here. I found a green that I liked. Went back upstairs, and I have this stuff called Creepy Cloth. You can buy it every year. I got mine at the Dollar Tree. It's basically like a webbing or a netting that's just uneven and everything. And I have it, try to picture, I have this box that Alucard's tank is on top of. And I have that kind of draping over it because the box is open on the bottom. That's where I put his supplies and a few other things that I need, kept tucked away out of the way of everyday living. And I have that kind of over it. I just said, fuck it, and I cut a big swatch of it off. And I put it on top of the guitar, and I blasted the center with orange to get the orange back. And then hit the edge with that green. And then I peeled up the black, and that's where all those, you would almost think that was like mineral streaks from the wood. But it's not. I don't know how to fucking do this. Here we go. But if you watch a lot of lowrider builds and stuff like that, and car customization from, like, say, the 60s, they used to do this thing with, they still do, where they would mask off certain areas with lace and then spray a color over it, and then they would candy over that and stuff. That's basically the idea I got here. I was thinking more Toxic Harvest. I think that's what I've been calling it. Halloween than I am fucking, like, military jungle warfare, but... And the only other thing I've done to it is I put a different set of pickups in it. I have a pair of these things. They were called the Power Hex humbuckers from Dragonfire. They're like an eBay brand that I would not buy from. Don't buy from them now. Because they want almost $100 for a set of pickups that you can buy for $15 a piece now. They get the pickups from the same place that every other cheap pickup brand does. Probably including Guitar Fetish. And at first I didn't like them because they didn't sound like I wanted them to. But I had to get over that. I had to get over they weren't going to be a high output deal. And understand that these were for articulation. You can hear I have the gain pretty high. Let me do a G chord. You hear every note. C, D. These pickups were made for clarity more so than they did for, when you, it just doesn't have the chug, it doesn't chug. But if you play it open, it's got that. It almost seems like it needs a Jubilee head. Have you ever played on one of those? A little Marshall Jubilee head? Fucking wicked renowned. I had a friend of mine that owned one that he actually got from Aerosmith's tech. I just know it used to be one of their guitars. It used to be one of Perry's guitar amps. Definitely looked like it was on tour a few times. But those fucking little heads are fucking amazing. They're not gonna punch you in the face, but when you have playing it open and just going fucking nuts, playing like bluesy stuff, like they're just so open, and it just has so much sound, But like if I were to pick up my Kramer and do that dun 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 dun, whole different world with this amp. It would be a lot heavier, be thicker and more metal. Whereas this one, it's more virtuoso. It almost makes you want to play like Steve Vai stuff. And put in the neck pickup. However he does that. But yeah, they do sound great. They do sound great. But when I put them in, I thought I was going to get that DiMaggio Super Distortion. That DiMaggio Super Distortion sound. Whereas it's got more of a... I don't know how to describe it. Think of it like a stock mid-range Ibanez guitar with a little bit more quality to them. They're really nice pickups. They're really nice, and I wasn't originally going to keep them in here, but I am. But going back to something we were going to talk about a few minutes ago when you were talking about buying the body and all that stuff, I want to get a Charvel-style body or a King V with only one humbucker. I have a DiMaggio Super Distortion that a good friend of mine gave me. I really don't have any direction for it right now. And as much as I love the DiMaggio Super Distortion, it's one of the original replacement pickups, right? That and the JB. There's a guy locally selling a Charvel Model 2 that he replaced the pickup. And I love that original Jackson J90. And one of the things I loved about the J90 pickups were they were slightly bigger. They were slightly bigger when they had the plastic case over them, And there was just a vibe and a look to it. And I'm like, you got the original. In the ad, it said he would, if you want the original shit, I'll throw it in. For some reason, a lot of people don't like them. And Jackson actually re-released them, but they just don't have the visual vibe. They probably sound just fine. But I messaged him and said, hey, look, I got a next to new Super Distortion. And I feel kind of bad doing it because it was a gift. And I'm like, would you trade my pickup for that one? He's like, absolutely. Unfortunately, I'm going to be in New York doing a gig, but sometime this weekend we should get together. I haven't heard back from him yet, so I was going to message him after we got done with this. But I don't have the car right now. It's at a cookout. So hopefully I'll be getting that sometime this week. Alex, if you're mad at me for doing that, I'm sorry. But trust me, I know you give me these things for content. It'll go to good content. And one of my dream guitars when I was back in the late 80s, Jackson was my thing. I wanted a fucking Jackson soloist so bad. I wanted a black soloist with two humbuckers, almost like their dinky reverse, but the soloist body, which is a little bit, slightly longer. With, of course, the ebony and the shark fin inlays and the reverse headstock and the mother of pearl toothpaste logo. I either wanted one of those with a Kaler, or I wanted a King V in candy red with gold hardware, and just one of those Jackson pickups. And I think I want to do that. I don't know. We'll see. I might try to go for like a Model 1. I had a Model 4 in high school. I think it was stolen. It was just given to me from a friend. Actually, I gave him $100 for it, I think. $100 worth of acid, actually. I gave him half a sheet of blotter. I can only imagine he probably fucking stole it, but regardless, that was a fantastic guitar, other than the bridge that Jackson made, their own Floyd-style bridge. And they were just too thick and bulky. I don't know. They just had a vibe about them that I didn't like. But I would like to get my hands. There is one for sale locally somewhere. In really nice shape, but maybe get one of those and just slowly get the pickups and then, a neck. But I would like to get myself a King V body, or even a Rhodes body, do a reverse headstock, or Charvel made a lot of guitars that had a humbucker and a single coil combination. I recently had a Kramer with that, and I don't know why I got rid of the Kramer. I still have my Striker, so don't worry about that. So, but either way, I'm going to get one of those. It's an 87 or an 88 Jackson humbucker. And I'm fucking super excited. I'm really excited to get my hands on one of these, because there are a few things that I just have to have before I'm off this fucking rock, and that's one of them. And if I have to create it myself, I will. Because at this point, finding me a King V with one humbucker, candy red, with a reverse headstock is probably slim to none. There might have been one fucking dude who may have custom ordered that back in the day. But for me to do that now, it would cost me like $6,000, and I have to wait 2 years from Jackson to build the fucking thing. So, my other thought was to buy a cheaper like X Series, and then darken the fretboard, and then just like refinish it, get like a black one or something, and then actually bring it to a professional place, give me that candy color, and then leave the neck bare. Oh man! But either way, that Jackson pickup's being put into something, and I can't fucking wait. Potion Sword Run! We were speaking about your presence earlier, my friend. I don't know about guitars, but I like seeing your passion for them. I hope everything is well. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. Same here. I was telling people I've been kind of staying away from a lot of comment sections lately and streams, and I haven't been feeling too well, but I'm feeling amazing today. But yeah, Potion Sword Run, another sponsor of the Creeps 2026 Walk to End Alzheimer's. He has donated the grand prize, what is it called? The Play Date. The Stations of Play. I'm a player too, baby. Hate the game. But don't hate these games. So anyone who's donated, whether you use that or the link down below, where's my hand? There we go. Down below, is in to win. We just gave away a couple of rad prizes this week, as a matter of fact. This past week, Brian F. was the lucky winner of a copy of each. It's weird to say this. I don't want to say they're $2 because it sounds like the same book twice, but each one of the books authored by Bears Van Guma, also known as the Facsmith, in hardcover form, plus a Google Mini home thing, I don't know, a little fucking spy hockey puck. And they received it either yesterday or the day before. I got the confirmation from them, and they're having a good time. And though they are not open for any of the smaller, even if you do win one of the little prizes in between, like we gave away one of the hot sauces from Smash JT and Billy Mitchell, and I still have another one back here to give away. And I got a plug-and-play and television thing to give away, which will probably be the next one. I have thumb buddies that are transparent purple, but I have to admit, I have to confess something. I haven't even cleaned up the back. They're still raw from the mold. I've just been super lazy about that. I apologize. But we'll be giving those away as well if I can get my ass, in gear to do that. And then, of course, we have the play date for the grand prize. And if you win one of the smaller prizes throughout the year, you are eligible for the big one, but not any more small prizes. So Brian is not eligible for any of the little subsequent ones coming up. But either way, that's awesome. Good to hear you feeling better. I know what you mean. I go through it sometimes too. That's okay though. We're only human. Right on, dude. Right on. Yeah, it was a rough fucking week. I was talking to these guys earlier about that. Normally I would be in all kinds of streams and, and all kinds of crap. I mean, I was there for some of them. I don't think I've watched a DJC stream in like 2 weeks. And it has nothing to do with, I don't know. I get those little periods where I want to be away, leave me alone. And if I go in there and just say hi, then everyone says hi back, which is right. And then I feel awkward because I don't really want to interact. But I have to because they're interacting, and that's kind of the deal. And so I tend to, I know it's stupid. For anyone who doesn't get to experience this, first of all, consider yourself lucky. I know it sounds stupid, but it's like, it's in the moment so overwhelming. It's fucking weird. I sometimes despise my fucking brain. But you know what? You go for a couple walks, seek out a body of water like we discussed earlier. I gave a little tip earlier on how to get out of the blues using science. Science and ancient discovery stuff. But to sum it up is if you find a body of water, it triggers something in the back of the brain of relief. Because when we were primals, just fucking going from spot to spot, and it was tough. The first thing you would have to seek out is a body of water because your livestock needs to drink. You need to use water for crops, and of course, you would need water. And when you would find water and then start creating a homestead based around that, it was like one less thing on your mind. It was like the big thing, Once you found water, as long as the earth was good to work on, you were good to go. It was still tough work, don't get me wrong, but go for a walk, try to find a body of water, go to the beach. Sometimes get your toes wet. Let the little turtles and froggies nibble at your toes if you have to. But yeah, we're getting back on track. But yeah, Howard, I can't fucking wait. I can't wait. Here, let me go in here. I can't see the chat right now. Oh my God. I'm in Facebook, and I have a memory here from 5 years ago. I don't own a single one of those guitars anymore. Oh my God, I kind of wish I never got rid of that one Les Paul. I'm going to do this. I'm going to open that up so it doesn't go away. I'm going to go into the marketplace and see if that guitar is even still... Oh. Okay. All right. We were just talking about King V project. I just found a King V project. All right. Let's go into my saved items. Yeah, here we go. Rock and roll. And then I will show you what I'm talking about. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. All right. Let's go into the browser feature. We'll go into the window capture. All right, if you look at that pickup to the left of the bridge, and that bridge is what I was talking about when I was talking about just how clunky they were. I mean, they worked fine, but I can't see the chat right now, guys, so I apologize. But that pickup right there on the left, that's what I'm talking about, getting my hands on. And for any guitar guys, that is quite much. It's considerably bigger than your average pickup size. And it's because they encase it in this giant fucking thing. I don't know. Hey, let me show you what I was talking about. I don't own that Jackson anymore. I mean that Gibson anymore. I actually got that for free. Hell, I don't have that amp on the top anymore either. You're listening to the PV down the bottom though. But I did the dad dance one year. Well, I've done it for a number of years. And one of the guys like, "You're a guitar guy?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I had this studio I bought in the '90s, which everyone calls the Goodwood years." You know what? Let me pull up the chat on my phone, so I'm not missing out on anything. I've been on that walk already. I mowed the lawn. I'll try water next. Yeah, dude, just find a body of water and just hang out. Listen to the water. Listen to the water. It'll tell you. It'll tell you what's going on. But he's like, I get this fucking Gibson Les Paul studio from when I was in the early '90s, whatever. As a matter of fact, when I checked the serial number, this guitar was produced the day before my birthday of that year. My birthday's March 8th. This one came out on the 7th. I thought that was cool. But it had some water damage from a flood. And you can't really see it here on the bottom. You can't really see what I'm pointing at. Down here, if you look, there's a couple of like little scrapies. Hopefully you can see my cursor. But on the bottom was raw wood. In the back it was peeling. It sat in a flood for a little bit. But I got all the electronics cleaned up and ready to go. I got the guitar rocking and rolling. As a matter of fact, that strap that's on it right now is on me here. And let me tell you, when I say this fucking thing sounded amazing. But I ended up selling it off. Long story short, I brought it back to him all repaired, and he says, keep it. I'm like, you're fucking joking. He's like, yeah, I got no use for it anymore. And I was just elated. I was like, are you sure, dude? This is it's like a $1,200 guitar right now. It's one of the desirable years. I wasn't going to lie to the kid. He's like, no, just... That was the point the whole time, to get you to work on it. I'm like, but what if I needed the fucking money? He goes, sell the guitar. I'm like, good point. But let's see. This is one I got off a Reverb for $45. It's a guitar called Daisy Rocks. It was a lady who is married to the guy who owned or was a CEO of Schecter Guitar Research at the time. And he allowed her to have her own line of guitars, and they were mainly aimed at getting girls into rocking and rolling, you know? But it's a single cut, a more Gretsch than Les Paul, sparkly pink guitar. Who the fuck doesn't want to play a sparkly pink guitar? So I pulled the humbucker out of it, and I jammed this P90 in it, cheap $40 P90, and that thing rocked hardcore. I ended up getting a couple $100 for it, even though I don't think it was worth it at the time. This dude just really wanted it, and I'm like, dude, I don't really want to sell it. And once he said $200, I'm like, you know what? It's not worth that. He's like, it might be to me. So I sold it to him. Fuck it. That's my PV Predator. I got that for free during COVID. Some girl just left it on her porch and said, come get it. So I put the Haunted Mansion wallpaper on the pickguard, and that was a vinyl decal. You can see where it's fading here from my hand. My hand's scraping across it, but I don't have that one anymore. I sold that to Guitar Center a long time ago. And I don't have that one anymore. In fact, this is a really old picture of this guitar, because I swapped out the pickups for mini humbuckers after that. But I kind of wish I still had this guitar. Ebony fretboard. It was a really great playing, great sounding guitar. It was amazing. I loved it. And I don't remember. Oh, you know what? I sold it to a kid who absolutely... wrong one. I sold it to a kid who absolutely wanted one of those. He's like, it's the Goodwood era and all this stuff. One of the other issues is the maple top was kind of separating because of the moisture damage. So I was able to open it up a little bit, inject a bunch of... We actually used hide glue. A friend of mine locally still uses hide glue. So we heated some of that up, injected it in there as quick as we can, and then clamped it down, cleaned it up. That'll never fucking come apart. Ever, 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 never. But somebody's dream was to have it. I forget it was free. He offered me like $500 for it, and I took it. Kind of wish I had it. Not because I feel like he got a bad deal or anything, but but every now and again I get a message from them saying, thank you for making my dream come true. This guitar is amazing. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I know. A potion, so it says. I've been on that walk already. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Howard says, I've never heard of that. Yeah, that was like the debutante series by wait a minute, what are we talking about here? Oh, Howard, your first comment there with the Acelia or whatever, I can't see it because of the screen. I don't know which one you're talking about there, but the Les Paul Studio, the P90, that's rad. Right on, man. Right on. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you that project that just popped up. I don't know how much it would be to get it off of this guy's hands, but look at this fucking thing. I haven't even really looked at it yet. Let's see. Let's read it together. Flying V style project. I can tell you right now, this was a guitar kit because it's not quite a King V and it's not quite a Randy Rhoads offset V. It's too symmetrical to be a true Randy Rhoads. But the bottom horn is too short to be a King V. So, yeah. It looks like, I don't know what they have there for a pickup, but let's see. Flying Bee Project, I know very little about guitars. Drums are more my thing. What I do know, it looks cool. I like this guy already. It looks cool. Oh, the amp. I'll get back to that here in a minute. That was a mono price amp. It was like $150. It was a tube amp. I had that before I got my, I got a Blackstar Studio 10 that was amazing. But I found myself only using the PV, so that's all I have now. The neck is Hanso brand. I think that's one of those Japanese companies, like in the 80s, Hondo, and there was Grand Prix. I think it's right around there. Floyd Rose original bridge is probably not a really good one. It doesn't look like it fits it very well either. EMG pickup. Pickups have signal. What kind of signal? Like a stop sign or yield? Feel free to come check it out and test whatever you might need. Local meetup in Westwood. Oh, I know somebody who's going to Westwood soon. Let's look through the pictures, man. Let's see, what do we got here? No worries, Creep. The dual jet and the Strat with the sticker texture. That's awesome. Yep. Doesn't really have much info. I like that the button for the the strap buttons on the heel there. A lot of people don't like that. I prefer it. Maybe this isn't a kit guitar. That looks like it had a professional finish on it at one time. Huh. Floyd Rose original. Oh my God. That bridge alone is about $200 or $300. Interesting. I've never heard of that brand. All right, so we're probably looking at least a $500 project. So I think I'll stay away from that for now. Anyway, fuck it. You guys might as well see what else is in my saved. If you see anything you like, let me know. I'll get a hold of them for you. Hold on. Let me. This is what I love about my fucking streams. They don't hold any. Let me do this. Wait. There we go. So you guys can see what's actually going on over here. I don't really have any fucking rhyme or reason to what I do. All right. Let me go back to the Facebook here. This amp just tickled my fancy. I just thought that was fucking cool. All right, let me... Now that you can see the whole fucking thing, let me at least make this so... What the fuck? Squish! Squish, you prick. There we go. Well, I'm just going to leave it like that. I don't care if you like it or not. I just thought that was pretty fucking cool. I thought that was cool. I might actually talk to this guy this week. That's a pretty rad looking little project. No frets on the neck, but that's okay. I'd buy myself some frets. This right here, does anyone know what this is? Oh, it says it right there. My bad. Esteban sold guitars online during an infomercial. I don't know if you guys know who Esteban is. But these guitars, though cheap, actually turned out to be pretty decent players. You want to make an official lightsaber? This is a real Graflex that they made Luke Skywalker's lightsaber from. Oh, I'm glad somebody got a good deal on that. 25 bucks? Good for them. Good for them. So I have this saved because I've always wanted to buy a truck like this. And then put a camper on the back. Make it like you're fucking like an apocalyptic camper kind of thing, you know? But these are the kind of things I save in my Facebook marketplace. If this guy would come down like 150 bucks, I might work with him on this. It's plywood, but regardless, you know, these are great. These are fantastic first act guitars. Oh, good, this guy got rid of it. This is what I was talking about with the Charvel Model 1. That's the same pickup that we saw earlier that I wanted to sneak away from that other dude. Tell me this ain't badass. My dad had this car, an 85 Buick. His was black with red pinstriping and maroon. He had the Brome, the Brome package. It was a company car. That fucking car was so nice. But I saw this for sale locally. And I was like, you know what? That's pretty fucking rad. I don't know if I'd give him $5,000 for it, though. And I'm kind of sad that he didn't build it at all. But I guess that could be up to me. I seem to remember having a different steering wheel than that, though. But the dashboard, everything looks the same except for the colors. Really nice car. I remember it being real comfortable. Let's see. Jar Jar is one of my favorites. I just this house, I thought it looked like a pumpkin. And what I would do is I would put the Amityville quarter circle fucking eyes on there. In fact, I'd space it out a little bit better. And then paint the house purple or orange. I know the neck snapped, but I got plenty of necks. I forgot all about this. I should call them and be like, hey, 20 bucks. All right, so here we go. Here, remember that debutante guitar we saw with the P90s? Here's another one for sale. So you can see what it would look like up close. This color matches it better than the picture I showed you earlier. It really was a great playing guitar. The only thing I didn't like about it was the headstock pitch was slightly too... It wasn't... Like, Gibson has a 4 degree. That might have been like a 1.5, 2 degree heads. So the strings felt a little floppier than I would have liked, but... you know... Just random shit. I actually messaged this guy about the Yamaha neck because the heel would fit my... I have a telly body that I want. A telly neck with a rosewood fretboard. But I would not mind having this Yamaha neck on it instead. Really nice quality stuff. He never got back to me. Guys, remember this from one of our Atari hunting videos? You remember this? I'm telling you, if anyone's local and you got an extra 110 bucks, that's worth it. Just for the fucking controllers, in my opinion. But, I mean, the Gemini console, it's fun to have as a novelty, but they are notoriously bad. Here's another Esteban. Here's one of my favorite toys from a kid. I used to put my Star Wars figures in this thing. This is from a company called Gay Toys. We did a whole video about them. Check them out. And, you know, just random like this. I'm surprised this hasn't sold yet. This would make a really great video series, wouldn't it? I'm scared. Let's see, what else? What else do we have? I wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of these for the channel, too. That was a giveaway. If you bought something else, Lego stores gave you that, so... And I like to you know, collect haunted house toys. And I have a Hot Wheels haunted house, but I don't have this Matchbox one. It's only 10 bucks. I should actually reach out to them. And let's see, did I need any of these? I don't think I have Hunt the Wampus. I have TI Invaders. I have Adventure. I have Parsec. I don't know why I saved this. Maybe because it's $15 for them all. We got to pull out my TI 99. We haven't played with that in a long time. This one is sold, but I kept it in here on purpose because I thought, how cool would it have been to have a Fisher-Price cabin from the Evil Dead? Tell me that doesn't look like an Evil Dead cabin toy. I thought that the front end of this looked enough like Christine that I could make like a little Christine out of it. Fabricate the fins on the back. I'm giving you guys a glimpse into my fucking brain. All right? I had this very poster on my wall as a kid. I got it at a Spencer's at the Meadow Glen Mall in Medford, Massachusetts. But yeah, there's a little glimpse into, oh, this is cool. It's actually not from the 80s, but Casper. It's a Casper playset. Fucking rad, right? But this guy won't come down. He won't come down in price. And it's one of the titles I need. It's one of my favorite games, too. And I'm a big fan of the first generation RAV4s. I'm a really big fan of them. Really big fan. So, all right, let's get back to this. There's my sponsors. Can't say enough good things about each and every one of them. The amp was, let me go back in here. It's, let me open the image and bring it up. It's called Stage Right. Harley Benton also brands that same amp. The box was made out of a real hard, rigid cardstock, and it wasn't the best built amp, but it sounded great for what it was. It was a valve amp. It had tubes. It was just an all-around decent amp, and I got it for like $100. And I ended up using it to trade in for another tube amp that I thought was better. But I was in Guitar Center one day picking up like strings and stupid little things, and I saw it there, and I'm like, fuck. So I plugged in, liked it, and that's what I played through for a little while. And but it wasn't very consistent. It was weird because some days it would sound great, and I know amps are like that anyway, and other days it just sounded like caca. Like it just didn't have any consistency. I kept playing with the tubes, making sure they were good, but yeah. Somebody home? Oh, no, it's Alucard. My ball python going around his tank, knocking everything over. But yeah, no, Sequinel, man, they're not bad. Mono Price sells them. You can buy them online. That brand is called Stage Right. Harley Benton also puts their name on the same exact amp. Pretty cool stuff. I'm still listening, by the way, just in case you were wondering if I left. Thank you, Offgrid. I appreciate that, man. I know there are people usually in the background listening, but it's very rare that somebody, in my case I do it too sometimes, chimes in and says, I'm in the background. I mean, it shows 8 people watching right now. One of them, of course, is my alt account, the Creepy Crawl, so I can check the comments out while I do stupid things like that. Go into the Facebook Marketplace. You guys want to do some Atari hunting? Let's do some Atari hunting. Fuck it, right? I already have it set up to do. Let's seek out some Atari. Let me get rid of this page. Let me get rid of that. Fuck it. Let's look for some Atari. Where's my OBS? You prick. All right. Well, since we're going to be doing something somewhat official here, let's make it so you guys can see it better. There we go. Oh, you know what? When I open it up, you're not going to be able to see it too well. All right, so let me do this. Why is it not letting me do the thing? All right, well, I guess that's the best you're going to get. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on, let me try one more time. Okay. Yeah, that's the best you're going to get. My apologies, guys. So let me put this over here. Okay. Okay, let's start with this one. This one's in a town adjacent to me right now. $40 tested and working controllers? Question mark. But throwing them in, $40 the best. He's throwing in the controllers. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. He's going to throw in the controllers just for shits and giggles. $40 for a 4-switch all day long? Take it. Take it! Let me just make sure you can see what I'm seeing. Okay. I mean, I suppose it wouldn't hurt if I got rid of some of the stupid shit on my screen, but that's all right. Let's do that so you don't have to look at that bullshit. $40. And of course, if you guys see anything here that really pumps your nads and you want me to seek it out, just send me the money in PayPal. Give me like $1 or $2 just to handle the fees that PayPal would ask me for transferring it into my account. And I'll go over there. $45. We got Bowling, Asteroids, Air Sea Battle, Pac-Man, but it's a Sears version. Not that it's any different. Dodgem, Star Raiders, Cosmic Ark, Atlantis. We got Telegames 27, but it's not. Oh, it is. It is. It's Air Sea Battle. I think it's called. Fuck! It was the very first cartridge I ever owned. It came with my fucking Telegames when I was a kid. Air Sea Battle, and then it was Telegames 27. I can't remember what they called it. You got 2 asteroids now: Qbert, Star Raiders, 3 asteroids, Defender. All right, so I don't know. Target Fun, I think is what it was called. Target Fun. And Stampede. $45, I suppose, is okay for this. There are some great titles, some necessary titles. In fact, there's 3 of the same necessary title. But yeah, you have Air Sea Battle and you have Tele 27. Not too bad. I would. Yeah, I don't know. Waltham. We got. Let's see. For sale, use Atari. Oh, and by the way, if you see names, this does not mean you get to go fucking. If we see something incredibly fucked up, don't harass these people. I shouldn't have to say that, but I am. I'm going to say it. For sale, used Atari 2600 console. It's the 4-switch variant. It only requires controllers and games to be ready to go. Do you have to plug? I see something in the background, but I think we will soon see, will we? I unfortunately don't have a TV to test it. But I gave the cleaning. It doesn't look like you give a fucking cleaning. Look at the thing. Look at the thing. I tested a bit with his oscilloscope. Okay. It's a great console for a retro collector. I like it when they try to do this kind of thing, like they're like the sales pitch. Great for any collector. You could use it to wipe up your fucking slop and, clean your ass, and nostalgic adult or curious kiddo in your life. They're giving you suggestions as to who to buy this for. The good thing about these, the 2600s, they were pretty fucking robust. Okay, so you do have a power supply for it. Good. $40 all day long. That's where it should be. I've seen this around for a while. Look at this fucking shit. Wow. Massive 1977 Atari 2600 collection. Actually, you're wrong. That is not a 2600. That is a straight VCS. Yes, it said 2600A on the bottom, or A2600, whichever way it goes. But that wasn't what they called it. That was just an internal model number. But what's coming for $500? Hopefully a lot. I'm selling the ultimate Atari 2600 setup. Includes the Heavy Sixer console, 55 game cartridges in a storage box, Video Master, 27-inch Sony Trinitron TV, and all the necessary cables and everything to hook up to it. Wait, is that Atari Video? Oh, Wait a minute. Is that coming with it? Maybe that's not what I think it is. That can't be what I think it is. Hold on. Hold on. What is the Video Master? Is that like... I'm gonna have to look into that. Hold on. That's actually a really clean unit. A really clean unit. Really clean unit. Holy shit. Medium, what do you call it? Serial number. We got some paddles. We got some driving stuff. It's too bad it doesn't have the original fucking things with the Atari logo and all that. Let's see. What do we have here for games? I don't know. Do you guys... let me know in the comments. Do you think he's shooting a little too far with $500? Don't get me wrong. It's a good set of games. Comes with the box. Unfortunately, no, it's not the wrong box. This is a later box, I believe. Because first of all, I'm not seeing the chess piece, the knight. That's the box that you want if you're wanting to be a collectible guy. What is that? What is... what the fuck? The Video Master. Maybe that is just so you can switch from this to this, from that to that. Because I thought it was the... Atari put out that weird thing that just put on shapes on the TV to noise. You hooked it up to your stereo. What is that called again? Someone tell me. Video Music, I think it was called. The Atari Video Music. I thought it was that at first, but I don't know. $500 with the Trinitron. I'm thinking $250, $300 at best. Comes with video toaster. That's great. Let me know in the comments or in the chat. Where do you think you should be at with that? I'm thinking $250, $300 with the TV. But that's just me. $100 for this. This has been around for a little while. What is significant about this is the Flashback 2. Because the Flashback 2 has the ability to take cartridges if you know how to solder. It's not hard to get one of the cartridge ports. And if you open it up, the board actually has the connection spots for it. So all you would have to do is, and it's very tedious, run a wire from each one of the pins on the cartridge port to the board in succession. And somehow put it, maybe make it its own thing. I don't know. Do it however you feel. Some people just kind of hold the casing into it. I actually have a Cigari 2600. They basically took one of these, added the cartridge port. We were talking about Canadian Zangief earlier. He's the one who hooked me up with that. Basically put it into a cigar box. I don't know if I would go $100 with this though. And if you're new to Atari, I suppose that would be an okay deal. I would shoot for more closer to maybe get rid of the Flashback and offer them like $50 to $75. My dream fucking cabinet right here. My glasses are bent. I got upset last night about something and fucking slammed them down. I'll admit it, I'm that guy sometimes. They're $20 fucking Target glasses, though. I lost my prescription ones. I think I left them on top of the car. Golden Child, poor condition, but works. These usually run for about $1,700. But if you can get a game out of it, that's not bad. $400? Oh, man. Oh, this one's Millipede. My apologies. All of you right now get ready to fucking... What? Comes with Moff Tarkin's taxes. I don't know what the fuck you mean by that, but it cracked me up. Centipede is probably one of my... Oh, let me get rid of some of these. We've seen this one 100 times over the course of however long. This says it's just listed, but this exact post has been available for a long time. $75. Nah. I would do a $50 Mikihara. Oh, okay. I see what I thought. Maybe this was like a velvety kind of case. No. Ooh, Yara's Revenge. I'm kind of in the mood to play that now. Yara's Revenge. All right, what do we got here? Video. Computer. Atari video computer. More games. More fun. Look at this. I don't think, and I'm pretty knowledgeable about Atari, and if anyone wants to correct me on this and they're factual, please do in the comments afterwards, or now if you're in the comments or in the chat. But I don't believe they ever made a force switch with the thick rails. However, I've wanted to create that because I don't think it would be much to slam the guts and the top part of the 2600 force switch onto a heavy sixer base. I've always wanted to just create that. But 125. It's in PVD, original Atari video game system. All wires and controllers included. Still works and functions. Comes with all the original adapters. We already said that. Original box, no games. For a force switch, I think 125 might be a little bit much. Plus, it's got a snapped fucking game start select, whatever you call it there. I think they're shooting a little too high. 75 top dollar. And that's if you absolutely needed to have that box. In fact, I would even go so far as to insult them with a $50 offer. Start at $50. They'll laugh at you, but you can definitely tell whoever they are, this young lady here, they don't really know much about Atari. Probably looked up a couple, maybe asked somebody. But what the fuck is going on here? This guy, he's shocked about it. Look at him. And he doesn't know what's going on. Actually, he is him. And he is he. All right, well, I don't think that one's worth the asking price. I didn't think it's worth the asking price. Let's see, what do we have here? $200. 2 systems. Oh, wait a minute. This is I think the 2 controller. I can barely see what's on the box, but let's flip through this one. This is actually, I think you might have something going on here. Plus you have the Atari 2600 adapter for the 5200. All right, so you have your standard 6-switch Woody. I'd like to see the label on the bottom because there's something, especially on Atari, people like to argue with me on this. There's 2 versions of the Heavy Sixer. There's 2 versions of it. And unfortunately, one of them has rails like this. And people sit there and say, but the thick rails make it heavy. Yeah, it makes it heavy. But a lot of what makes the Atari Heavy Sixer heavy is the amount of shielding on the inside of it. And there were some Sunnyvale-made consoles that ended up with these rails during a transitional period. And they still had the Heavy Sixer serial number and label, the Sunnyvale label. And I always look at it this way, like, the one with the thin rails is a Heavy Sixer. Sure, it's in that category. But the one with the thick rails is like the Heavy Sixer. That's the one, you know? And people want to argue with me on that, but they can go fuck themselves. And even if you're in the chat right now and you disagree with me, when it comes to this one topic, fuck yourself if you don't agree with me. Because it's true. But moving on, it is the 2-port, which is, if you're a collector, a big deal. And the reason I thought that at first is because of the small box. It has a tiny little box, just like your mom. Because it has the simpler connector to the TV. You know, there weren't, I don't think, any games that utilized the 4 controller ports anyway for the 5200. Again, that one you can correct me if you'd like. And it came, you know, you had to buy an adapter to play the 2600 games afterwards. But I want to see the other side of this box. Okay, it's just your standard 2600 box. Just a standard one. But it's still a Heavy Sixer. You know, it might have had the chest piece at one time. That was right about here, wasn't it? That's what I'm looking for, the chess piece. That's the desirable box. But I don't know. Oh, they showed the bottom of the 5200. Bullshit. All right. Let's see. $1.20 pop. Comes with you. Okay. All right. You'll have to excuse me. I'm using this for my comments. And there's like a little heart there. It's funny. On my computer, I get a little blob of resin that blocks the bottom comment. And here, you know, what if I did it this way? There we go. For you, $1.25 pops. I know that reference. That's Toll Booth Willie, isn't it? $1.25. Oh, should I hand you the quarters or stuff them directly up your ass? All right, what do we have here? Lots of retro games. $30. Retro game lot. Atari Flashback Blast. I wouldn't give that to my worst enemy. The Blast. Any of them. Those are all 100% reprehensible pieces of shit. And it's rare that I'll go that hard on something like this. But those are trash. I don't care how big of an Atari fan you are, I wouldn't even collect that. PlayStation VR, working condition unknown. I want to get into VR. I just don't have the money for it. I want to try VR. I just don't know where to start. People have given me hints, but I mean, over the years, I tend to forget things. But if this lot is $30, honestly, I think it would be worth the risk. Those two Frogger plug-and plays are not bad. Some people hate them. I think I did a review on one of these, and I said something to the tune of, you know, the joystick itself worked perfect for that game, and it was so great. Plus, there's a Tetris one. You know, for $30, it might even be worth it just to sell the Pong thing for $5, sell the two fucking Frogger things for a couple of bucks. You know, who gives a fuck about the Kinect? Just see if the VR works. That actually might not be a bad idea. You can't get rid of Kinect except for like ghost hunting douchebags. Yeah, that's not a bad little package for $30. It's random. Random as all fuck. All right, so we have a 6-switch light, as they said it. Tested working, excellent video and sound. Very good condition. Some scuffs on the front edge. OEM joystick. OEM includes power. Your choice of OEM or USB-C adapter. Oh, fancy. Only picture, though. That's the only picture. I hate it when they do that. Take the time to take a few more pictures, please. Please take the time, especially if you're going to be shipping it, take the time to take a few fucking pictures, please. Challenge for a classic Atari 2600 system with 5 games, including the console, 2 joysticks. The power adapter games are Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, and Doral, Centipede, and Battlezone. All of them great games. Fuck your feelings on the Pac-Man. You know what? $75, I would ask for 50, but if you absolutely had to jump into Atari, there you go. That's not a bad little package in itself. This one's been around for a while. I thought about it just to get another 2600 Junior for the Atari synth, but nah, I have no use for the rest of the nonsense that it comes with. Wait a minute, Atari Pong? There's no way this is really free. There's no way. There is no way that this is really free. Why am I not in Chelsea right now? Probably because a white boy doesn't deserve to be in Chelsea. That's a good looking Atari set. It really is, man. It really was. Atari got us out of the Pong. Leo's got some decent... this is from 20 weeks ago. Even if it is free. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that. Even if it is free. Oh, what the fuck? Is that a Star Wars arcade? What was that? Hold on. There's a Ponger. Okay, so he's... It's one of those open to offer kind of... There's no way that's free. Fucking hell. I want to go back in there. What What the fuck? Everything jumped on me. What was that second one? Oh, no. Okay, very cool. Very cool. I love the blurry pictures, too, by the way. Absolutely loved them. Loved them. All right, here's a guy that has delusions of grandeur. 12 different games. They're different, guys. We don't like to say that anymore. We like to say they're exceptional. Or they are above rad. But that Tempest, man, why do you have it blurry? That's probably the best looking cabinet in the whole group. Well, I really like that word, different games. They are different. What do they want for this? $450. If this is all they're offering, it's like I'm so tempted to say something. Dude, you have maybe $200, and that's if someone's desperate to buy it. And the only reason I would even offer $200 is because the lid doesn't have a crack in it. Every time you buy one of those, the lid has a crack or it's broken or just outright missing. If you guys like these Atari Centers, I have one in the attic without a lid. You are more than welcome to. You just have to give me the money to ship it to you. You can fucking have it. Let's see. That's a good looking Atari set. I saw a Tempest. Yeah, dude. It was blurry as fuck, but yeah, this guy's high as fuck. Defender, video pinball, river raid, missile command, golf, football, combat. I was hoping there might have been something special in here. In fact, I don't even see that many great games. And does he have the driving controller for? Yep. Okay. I was gonna say he wants a fucking King's Ransom for the games. He doesn't even have the right controllers for it. Ice hockey, that's a fun game. Yeah, you don't even have like like I have this list of games that are like the must-haves. Defender being one of them, Missile Command. You have to have Asteroids, okay? You have to have Centipede. You have to have Yar's Revenge. And if you have like that core, maybe I should do a video on that. Would you guys be interested in my you have to have Atari collector thing? Yeah, $450 is way off. $200 at best. At best. Blastroids. Fresh cut. 2024, baby. Will not respond to, is this available? If it is listed, it is available. A game, new power supply, monitor, and all this stuff. Class of 1981. Or Terminator 2. I like the Terminator games. Here's one for you floppy guys. Do you like your shit floppy? When he was smoking dog shit creep. I don't know what the dude was smoking. You know what, honestly, though? And I know it's like this across the nation, but I see it a lot like in these kind of cities around here, like Boston and Massachusetts. People seem to think they know what they're talking about. I like it when people who have never fucking picked up a guitar in their life try to tell me what a guitar is. When I was working for Artisan Craftsman Supply, I had a cigar box guitar on the wall there that I built. And this guy kept calling it a fucking banjo. I'm like, oh, that's not a banjo. And he got all like, well, actually. And blah, 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 blah. And blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, so do you play? And he's like, well, no. I'm like, do you play guitar? He's like, well, no. I'm like, well, let me tell you something, kid. First of all, fuck you. You're wrong. Secondly, I built that. Don't tell me what it is and what it's not. I fucking built that. And thirdly, shut up. But back to being floppy. What are the odds that every one of these work? What are the odds that every one of these work? I don't know. I don't know shit about the floppy games. I didn't really get into that ever. Is this a good deal? If half of these games worked, I would say that's a good deal for games. But I mean, some of these could be fucking people's taxes, you know? A large collection of vintage 5.5 floppy disks, most are loaded with games or software for the Atari XLX or XLOS. Good condition, but untested. Includes 2 storage cases. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You guys telling me it's 75 bucks or something like that? Pretty good. Here we go. Here's this guy again. Here's your Tempest. There's your Temptation. Wow, this guy really wanted to get rid of all this shit. Ooh, the Street Fighter stool. I'll take that. I'll take that. Here's my problem, okay? 8-bit computer. They're fantastic. They're so fantastic they made 2 consoles based off of them. One of them flopped and the other one came in a bad time. The 5200 and the XEGS, which is my favorite Atari cartridge-based console of all time. But why are they so expensive? Why are they so expensive? They're not rare, right? I mean, I know it's hard to get a floppy disk machine that works perfectly. You have to do work to them. Usually the bands need to be replaced, but why are 8-bit computers so expensive? And the software for them is crazy expensive. The cartridges. I don't get it. They're not like really all that rare, right? Now, I've never played on a 130 XE, so I don't really know much about it. I know it's a revered console, right? But I don't understand why they're so fucking expensive. And maybe this guy's just maybe he's smoking dog shit. I don't know. I just don't know about these things. Framingham, $200. Vintage Atari 5200 game console. 2 remotes. 2 remote controls. 5 games. Comes with Space Invaders, Pac-Man, Berserk, Mythal Command, which actually works really well with that controller. And Joist. Excellent condition. Shipping and insurance in the U.S. for $20. Well, I don't have to ship it. Oh, and it's the 2 controller port variant. $200. I'm going to say that's a little much. I think that might be good for the market. If both controllers work, he might be on to something here. And I know people, say that the 2 controller port, the 2 remote port is more desirable or rarer, and it is. But I mean, you're not even doing apples and oranges. You're doing like dog turd versus bird turd. I'll admit it. I'm not a fan of the 5200. I love the cartridges. I love the size of the console, and some of the games are good. But I've never really been a big fan of the lore of it. I would like to have one again. I had fun with the one I had. I got lucky and had controllers that worked as good as one could. But I don't know. Oh, this lady again. I felt like an asshole. I messaged her. I'm like, these are selling for this much, $200. But we didn't scroll fast enough to see that she got a whole bunch of other stuff to put in there. $200 is a pretty good deal for this. I bet you at this point, how long has she had this up there? It didn't say. But we know it's been there for a while. She might be able to go down on it. Maybe she'll go down on me and I'll give her the full $200. I don't know. Uncon, what's going on, buddy? Samantha Fish plays the Turpentine look guitar, man. I love her, man. She's fantastic. Turpentine looking guitar? You talking about like the turpentine can? You'll have to excuse me. It's small on my phone. I can't read it. You got yourself a short band 2600 Junior, a little more desirable because they're a little bit less common. I think they look better than that giant ugly rainbow on it. Though it is June. It's fitting, I suppose, if you're into that sort of thing. $30, let's see. No accessory games, hookups. It worked when I last used it a couple of years ago. I would drop him 20 all day long on that. And just be like, look, I'm taking all the risk. You don't know if it works or not. Nothing's coming with it. So, $20. Although 30 would be worth it, providing it did work for you. Here we go, $60 for a Vader that looks like it has syphilis. Does it come with or without the penicillin? What the fuck? What is it with people? And not just a little damn cloth. Everyone has paper towels in the house, right? Just swipe it. Swiper, please swipe. Swiper, yes, swiping. There we go. Just swipe it. What the fuck? It looks like someone fucking jit all over it, and they just left it. I'm not even trying to be vulgar. No, $60. No, if that's all that's coming with, you get yourself a $25 console all day long, because I have to show up in a fucking hazmat suit to pick it up. I'm sorry, buddy. Doesn't look like I'm going to Drake it anytime soon. I think we've seen this guy a few times. I like these cocktail tables. There was a cocktail table in this place called Papagino's in Saugus. It was right next to this International House of Pancakes that had a mob hit in front of it. That fucking dude got popped right out in front, and he ran into, I think it was Cadillac Salemi or whatever the fuck his name is. He ran into the Papagino's all fucking covered in holes. $5 each. Let's move on to this. All right, only a few more, and then I'm probably going to let you guys go. I'm sure this is getting boring. $5 each. Let's see. Let's see if we can't increase the size of our image here. If there's anything here worth more than $5 for any of these games is fantastic. Except for combat. People should be giving combat away when you buy a game. Yeah, $5 for any one of these is a great deal. In fact, I might go through my list and see what I do and don't have, or if I need any label upgrades. Not that it looks like there's much here at all. Like, I don't know if I have Popeye. I think I do. But I have all these. I have all like 3 or 4 versions. Actually, I think there's like 5 variants of Space Invader. I know I have Miss Pac-Man. I know I have Berserk. Yeah, I think I got all of these. I think I have Sneak and Peek. Can I sneak a peek of your underneath? Barnstorming, Keystone Capers. Yeah, I mean, if anyone needs any of these, $5 each would be worth heading on over there. Oh, they're shipping it. Brandon is doing the old shipperoo. The old shipperoo, heavy 6. This is the one where it started for the creep. This is where it all started, and oddly enough, I don't have one. Clean your Vaders. Yeah, right? Atari console with 2 games. 2 of them. Asteroids and Pac-Man. Has RF cord adapter and coaxial attachment. There isn't a power adapter, so I am unable to test the system. Sold as is. Physical condition is really good. This is the rare Heavy 6er version. Has extra wide rim. Yeah. I hate that word rare. Because it's not rare. They're uncommon. If I can go onto eBay right now and find at least 5 Heavy 6ers, there is nothing rare about it. People need to stop using that fucking word. Uncommon. Can we start normalizing that? All right, let's rip this one apart. And we'll call it good from here. $110 with 2 games. The average person would sit there and say, well, it's the Heavy 6er, so yeah. First thing, he didn't even wipe it down. I can see the cartridge port itself is filthy. So it's going to need some work and restoration. Now we're taking away at least $20 to $25, right fucking there. That also means that each one of those switches are probably going to need a very, very extensive douche of deoxit or whatever your choice of electronics cleaner is. There's another $10 I want to take away from you. The whole thing needs a good cleaning. We'll just call it at that. There's no power supply, and there has never been any testing on this unit. That instantly right there will take $50 off 100%. So this is how I would approach this guy. I would say $50 for the console. Keep the fucking games. Keep the stupid Switch box. And that's that. I would offer $50 for just this console. In fact, I already have it saved, I believe. Yeah. I would offer $50 for this. And I know a lot of people are going to sit there and say, whoa, you got to remember, When you don't have a power supply and they don't test it, you're taking 100% of the risk. Good chance this guy found this in a fucking basement somewhere for free, probably in their parents' attic, or maybe they work for a clean out company and they found it. Could have been in the garbage. Maybe $10 at a Goodwill. This guy did not buy this to use. He does not have any value into this. I'm almost guaranteeing for 100% that whoever this guy is, Matthew, God bless you, sir. I mean, they got a decent rating. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. But they didn't pay a fucking dime for this. So even if they got $10 for it, they're already in the green or the red or whatever you want to call it. They're up. They're making money. $50 plus shipping, I would say $75 total for this package with the games. Because again, you're assuming all the risk. You're the one, and I would say that. I would say, look, I'm offering you $50 plus 25 shipping, or just say $50 plus whatever your shipping costs are. And then literally say, because I'm taking all the risks. It's filthy. The cartridge port is filthy and absolutely will need attention. Every one of those fucking switches are going to either need to be replaced or cleaned out extensively. I bet you there's more caca inside of this fucking thing. There's probably bugs or dead bugs. There's spider webs. There's going to be all kinds of nonsense with this thing. And do we even get to see the face of it to see if the chrome on it looks nice? I didn't even think of that. Because it says Video Arcade and then the Sears logo. And it's supposed to be nice and chromy. And you don't even see a picture of that. So actually, this is how I would start this conversation. You're getting an expert's opinion now for free. If you think it's worth anything, throw me a super chat. Start the conversation with, can I see a picture of the face? Just make sure that the chrome on the face is still good. And then when it comes back, and even if it's good and even if it's bad, you still want to go with the direction I went in. You're not doing that to raise or lower what I already said. What you're doing is you're opening that up to put doubt in their mind. Think of it like a car salesman. You bring your trade in, and the first thing they do is they do stupid shit, like they put their finger on it when they're walking around, and they'll see like a little scratch or a dent, and under their breath, but knowing that you're watching, they'll go, ooh. You know? It doesn't mean anything. You're going to get what you get for the car. But what they're doing is they're minimalizing the value of the automobile in your mind. And they're being pretentious about it so that your brain sits there and says, well, this guy's the expert if he's that confident, you know? So you start off with a question about the console. You ask for a very specific view of it. May I see the face of it so I can make sure that the chrome, or whatever you want to call it, the words, you know, they're all there. They're not peeled and they're not sanded away or they're not faded or anything like that. And regardless if they are or not, then you start with, okay, here's my offer. And you just come right out with it instantly. $50, 25 shipping. So tell them 75 for the whole thing. And then list your reasons one at a time, not in a paragraph. Because people will tend to not read a whole paragraph. They pick through it. So if you list it one at a time, and even put like a little dash in front of each one, just be like, look, I'm assuming every risk, but put that at the very bottom. And list it, say, look, it's not even cleaned. You didn't even bother to clean it, and you're asking top dollar. There's no power supply. I don't know if it works. The cartridge port absolutely needs a really good cleaning. I don't know if that's going to read a cartridge. We know for a fact, because of all the rest of it, that each one of those switches, which are not readily available anymore, by the way, there are places you can buy them, are going to need extensive cleaning or replacing. And, of course, the labor that it takes just to clean the rest of the thing and getting it inside and out and all that crap. And then you say, and without the power supply, we don't know if it's going to work. I'm assuming all the risk. So let's be reasonable about it. And be a dick. Be a dick and say to them, I know you got nothing into this. Let's just be fair about it. You know, and don't be a complete asshole. But, be reasonable, but be firm. And the worst that's going to come back is he's going to say no and maybe a couple of colorful words. And then you say, I appreciate you taking the consideration, whatever you want. Don't say thank you for your time. Don't ever say thank you for your time. Because it's not about them, it's about you. It's about you. Thank them for considering it. Well, thanks for hearing me out. I appreciate you responding. Say something like that. Never, ever, unless you're the one trying to sell, thank somebody for their fucking time. Because if you don't walk away with the deal, your time was wasted. And that's the business aspect of the whole thing. Just join the chat. That was Facebook Marketplace, buddy. We were looking at guitars for my... If you watch the rest of the stream, it just went from here to there to here to there. It went everywhere. It went everywhere. We're almost 2 hours in. Holy shit. I think this is one of my longer streams. Except for when we do the Alzheimer's ones. But that's how I would approach that one. 100%. Would I like to have a Sears Telegames Heavy Sixer? Absolutely. In fact, I have a regular Heavy Sixer that was given to me by Willie, Arcade USA, a long time ago, and we did a little bit of repair on it. We had to do some repairs on it. I would gladly trade that console for a Sears one. Some people ask me, do you want just a top shell? And it's like, yeah, aesthetically that would work, but if you flip the console over, it actually says manufactured for Sears by Atari, Sunnyvale, California on the bottom of that. So I would still want the Sears branding on the bottom. I love Sears. I miss Sears so much. The Sears I grew up with, the building is still there. It's actually attached to a mall now. It's an anchor store, but it's been empty for years. And it makes me sad. It makes me fucking sad. So, but when you go into these things, approach it like that. Approach it like a business. I know this is a hobby we're into, But I would start off by asking a question or asking for an image or more clarification. Because now what it's going to do is, all right, you've opened the door for conversation. They probably haven't heard from anybody in a while on that. I mean, how many people are looking for Sears Telegames Heavy Sixers? And then say, look, I'm assuming all the risk and, list of the reasons. And then make a reasonable offer, What's the worst that could happen? And I think that you'd be pretty good to, do your thing. But can we fucking stop using the word rare? I'm gonna go back into this. So, we'll close out with this. We'll close out with this on the screen. But guys, thanks for hanging out with me the past couple of hours. I haven't heard from any of the ladies, so they must be having fun. They must be having fun at their cookout. But speaking of which, I'm pretty hungry, and I got some chicken and mac and cheese that I'd like to heat up and slather in barbecue sauce and hot sauce. And put it down my gullet and complain about the hot sauce later on because I burned my bum. But either way, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I genuinely appreciate it. Actually, we're not going to stay on here because I want to be able to see the chat. And if I do the thing, you'll see the background of the YouTubes. And I don't think you want to see that. But it says there are 8 people in here, which means there are only 7. Because, again, my alt account. Uncon says, my dad bought a Polaroid Spectra camera at Sears when I was 13 years old. It was a huge purchase for him at the time, and it was his pride and joy. Right on, dude. I think the only reason we had the Sears Telegames, the only reason we had a video game system at the time, and it was my very first one, was because my parents had a Sears charge card. We got everything from fucking Sears when I was a kid. Or from the back of a truck. My father was vice president of a trucking company in sales. And I know a lot of my gifts were like, they would have trailers of stuff that was left behind. And it was a lot of times it was good stuff. And once a year, what the company would do was open up the dock. And you could come buy this shit for like pennies on a dollar. I got my General Sidekick BMX 14-inch scooter that way, I'm pretty sure. But that my parents, Sears, and through my dad's work, That's probably how we got our console. It's the only reason I think we had our console when we did, because I know it was like feast or famine at the time. My dad, he did a lot. He worked full time. He was a full time minister and didn't get paid for it. I found out after, after many years, like within the last decade, I found out. He never got paid for any of that. And even my mom said, it was his calling to be a minister. But you guys suffered for it because he wasn't around a lot between that and work. But wonderful dude, worthy of honor. The Alzheimer's Association, go ahead and get in on that. Get in on that. Donate down below. Never send it via Super Chat. Never send it to my PayPal. Always click on the official link to the Alzheimer's Association set up in my account, of course, so I get the credit for it. And I can credit you for it in the giveaways. So we will be starting up a new giveaway here in about a week or two, maybe next week. I think it's going to be an Intellivision plug-and-play. Not the greatest thing on the planet. In fact, I would almost say it was poo-poo. But we'll do another video. I already did one video on it. We will do another one. Maybe that'll be my next video. And then I'll announce the giveaway when the giveaway starts. So I'll give you a little taste. Almost like asking that question, right? Before committing to an offer. I'll give you a little taste and you'll be like, oh, it'll be on your brain. And then when you see that you can get it for free, you'll donate. And it'll be fucking rad. But guys, thank you always so much for watching. I can't say that enough. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. However you support me, whether you're a member of the Creep Collective, which all your names were read before. Plus, we have 10 new ones that started off at the beginning of the stream. Compliments of Violation Entertainment, always there with the gift memberships. And I pray that some of those people stick around. And if they don't, that's quite okay. That's quite okay. I'm not on here to make money. But let's just face it, I'm broke as a joke. All right? I'm a bum. And I could always use the extra support. Thank you to my one Patreon, Stacy Kramer. I would hold on that for a minute. I need to come up with a schedule. It's been tough the past couple of weeks, only because of like post-school stuff. Plus last week I was having some mental health issues. But I'm going to come up with a schedule for my Patreon. And once we have a handful of people in there, I'm going to do a custom postcard every month for you guys. I need to at least have 5, at least 10 people in there because I'm printing them out by myself. I'm creating them and I'll be printing them out myself. And they're going to be, I don't want to waste any of those cards. So, I'm going to try to do a new one every month. So all my Patreon members, once we start rolling, will at the very least get a postcard from me every month. And I will hand sign each one saying thank you or whatever. Not the signature is important here. I don't even have 2,500 subscribers. I'm pretty close to 2,500. So if you haven't subscribed yet, fucking do it, dick. What are you here for then? Just hit the button and move on with your life. It's not going to charge you anything, and it's not going to do anything good or bad, except for me. It's going to help me out. But yeah, thank you to Stacy Kramer, my one and only Patreon member. And anyone who's ever supported me in any way, whether you watch, whether you like, whether you comment, whether you tell me to go fuck my mother, it's all gravy, baby. And guys, wherever in the world you are, I hope you're all doing well. And until next time, take care. Creep it real. That offer's real, by the way. If someone wants to trade me a working heavy sixer, Sears, I'll trade you the Atari official one. It's in really great shape. I'll send you a video and I'll double check and make sure everything works and I'll dust it out because it's actually been on my coffin shelf for like years. I don't play it too often only because of its regalness, but